Greetings and a warm welcome. How are we all feeling at the moment? Today's topic is on overcompensation. And yes, we do overcompensate, and we especially overcompensate when we have lacked in life in the past, or if we are currently lacking. It's that need to fill a void, to pour yourself into something so deep that it becomes unhealthy and destructive. And we do overcompensate when we feel like there's just not enough in our lives. We overcompensate when we think people have certain expectations of us, that we need to act a certain way or be a certain way and say, oh no, I'm sorry every time you make a mistake. And yes, saying sorry when it's not necessary is a form of overcompensation. And it's really, really harmful to yourself, your self-image, your self-esteem, and it's very, very destructive. And the thing is, with overcompensation, it comes from a place of insecurity, a place of not being okay within the self, a place from where you just never feel good enough. And we overcompensate when we are insecure because we need to meet a certain need. We need to fulfill a void. And when we are insecure, we don't really care that much about ourselves. In fact, when we are insecure, we prioritize other people. And that's where we overcompensate and stretch ourselves way, way, way too far. And another reason why people overcompensate is because you have experienced rejection, not being good enough. So you go way and beyond to prove to yourself and to prove to other people that you are good enough. And when we are rejected multiple times in the past by parents, by teachers, by partners, by whoever, it makes us feel small. And we have that void. We want to feel more significant. So we overcompensate. And it also comes from a place of abandonment. Not having someone to protect you, not having someone to look after you. So you have to prove to yourself that you are strong in every area of your life. But remember, none of us can ever have it together all the time. It's impossible. I don't have it together all the time, and I bet you don't have it together all the time. All of it together, all of the time. So rejection and abandonment has a massive, massive role in the development of overcompensation. And another thing that causes overcompensation is trauma, fear, and this deep psychological hurt that you have to deal with. And people with trauma will overcompensate. People who have been in toxic relationships will overcompensate in new relationships. They will become maybe quite clingy, very, very jealous, very possessive, and that all has to do with rejection, and that all has to do with trauma. And that's why you overcompensate in a relationship when you have been in destructive and abusive relationships in the past. It is just a defensive mechanism to prove that if you put in all the work and you push it and you never give up on it, which you shouldn't with the relationship unless it's really toxic. But that trauma, that deep, deep, deep trauma takes away from you. And you need to overcompensate to recreate that part of yourself. And overcompensation also has a lot to do with people pleasing. Letting people walk all over you, letting people manipulate you, letting people take advantage of you. And we want other people to approve of us. So we overcompensate in that area. We are overly nice or overly helpful. But that people pleasing is what damages the self. You lose your sense of self. You don't grow in self-awareness. And people pleasing is putting other people before yourself, being who other people want you to be, and completely disregarding your boundaries to form into what someone else wants. And that is a void, and that is people pleasing. And people pleasing is overcompensation, when you are too interested and too chatty and too hell-bent on trying to find a connection. And that's what causes this deep need for approval and validation. And another part of overcompensation, which I kind of touched on in the beginning of the video, is saying sorry. Saying sorry when you don't need to. And that proves a low sense of self-esteem and a low sense of self-worth when you say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Because if you constantly say you're sorry all the time, then you'll constantly think, I'm wrong, I'm bad, I always make mistakes, I can never get anything right, and you accept that. So remember, we all make mistakes. Say sorry when you need to. Don't say sorry for everything. And another part of people pleasing and overcompensating is bending boundaries. Saying yes when you really mean to say no can be very damaging to your health and your life and your journey, and it can get you into a lot of hot water as well. And the thing is with overcompensation is that we start to allow others to walk all over us. We start to allow others to talk for us, to make decisions for us. We become codependent. And that is what gives people the weapon to manipulate. And people who overcompensate in most areas of their lives, especially in their social lives, are very, very prone to manipulation, because manipulators and abusers will see this vulnerability, will see this weakness, and will do what they can to exploit you and to use you for their own gain. So it's about building a sense of self and establishing and constructing a sense of self-worth as well. And your self-worth really does take a knock when you overcompensate, because you don't really care about what you're feeling and what you're dishing out and if your cup is empty. And the truth is that if you overcompensate, you want to serve others all of the time. You never serve yourself, or you serve others to the detriment of yourself. And that's where selfishness could actually be a good thing for you to discover where all the voids are. And as I said, your self-esteem, which is how you feel about yourself, because you won't feel good about yourself unless you are stretching too far for others. And that's the thing, your self-esteem becomes based on your overcompensation, and you don't feel good unless you are doing this and doing that and stretching yourself so far that you can never recoil. And overcompensation is the need for validation. I will put myself through so much as long as you tell me I'm good and I've done well. It's that need to feel like what I'm doing is right, I'm good enough, and I have the right mindset. So that need for validation really backs up the action of overcompensating. And sadly, people who overcompensate are not a priority. You are either no longer a priority or you were never a priority. and you pour yourself into other people so much, but you get nothing in return. You get exploited and used, furthering that rejection, that abandonment, and that need for validation. So remember to be strong in who you are. Stand your ground. Say no when it's a no. Stick to your no. And just remember that your self-worth is important and you should always be a priority. So remember, you are unique and valuable. Take care of that stunning person. Stay strong wherever you're from. You are worthy.